Hello, welcome to More Yoga with me, Emily. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you are feeling well and ready for a little bit of a mixed bag today. A little bit of energy, a little bit of calming, and then that'll be 30 minutes. So let's start in child's pose. If you're comfortable there, if you're not, you can lie down on your back instead and hug your knees in toward your chest. You can get a similar release. And in child's pose, you have a few options. First one is knees together as you start to fold your upper body forward. And this one, maybe you have a block or a pillow that you can bring under your forehead. You could always stack your fists, or maybe you curl all the way down. And this variation will help to release through the lower back a little bit more. If you take your knees wide and toes together, it'll help release through the hips a little bit more, but you'll still also get lower back. So wherever you need to be for a few breaths. And then the arms could be outstretched. You could have the elbows bent. You could wrap them around your body, whatever feels good for you here. And then for 3 breaths, inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh your breath away. Couple more. And continue breathing however you need to, whether it's in and out through your nose or your mouth. Notice how your breath is flowing. If it feels really smooth and open today, or maybe the return of the smoke is making your lungs feel a little bit tighter. Breathe however you need to breathe. Last couple breaths here. And slowly start to bring your hands underneath your shoulders on the floor and press yourself up to hands and knees. You might step one leg out back behind you and then the other just to release the compression on the back of the knees and the back of the ankles. And then meeting now in a tabletop position with belly drawn to spine ever so slightly. Knees underneath hips, toes can be tucked or untucked, and hands nice and wide. Right, you can see I take my ring fingers, possibly even part of my middle fingers, off the edge of my mat, and this is quite a wide mat. Just gives me lots of space for my shoulders. As you inhale, lift the tailbone to the sky. Hollow through your lower back. Wrap the shoulder blades toward each other in cow. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under. Really press this floor away from you into cat. And then an inhale into cow. Exhale, round into cat. A few more of these undulations on your own time, on your own breath. And notice if anywhere along the route, along the path feels sticky today. Maybe you want to spend a little bit more time there. Or maybe you feel like there's some other natural movement here that would feel really good to add in. Could be a wag of your tail from side to side. You could take barrel rolls through your chest. You could snake toward the floor. If your low back is feeling tight, then when you're rounding in cat, sending the hips back toward the heels can start to feel like a nice release. Last breath here. And then slowly come back to center. A little draw of belly button to spine just to find that stability here. And make sure you're not collapsing through the shoulder blades, but you're also not doing heavy protraction, right? Just a nice neutral spine. Pick up your right hand and bring it in front of your left hand. So it's not going to cross over necessarily. It's going to go in front and forward of it. And then start to send your hips back. You'll probably feel this now along the right side of your body. You can stay up on your hands or come down to forearms. But the idea is just to find that entire length of the right side from your right fingertips up the forearm, the upper arm, across the shoulder and armpit and down the right side of your spine and torso. Last breath here. And then an inhale. Come back up to center. A little wiggle or release. Notice how one side feels compared to the other. And then we'll also go to the opposite side. So left hand comes in front of your right hand and then sit your hips back. Sometimes it feels good to kind of press maybe the right hand away from you so you get more rounding through the spine, more side flexion. Last breath here. And then inhale, come back to center, a little wiggle or shake. Make sure your hands haven't migrated back toward the center line, so they're still nice and wide. Tuck your toes, and on your exhale, start to lift your hips all the way up and back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out the heels here, or wag your tail from side to side, particularly if this is your first downward facing dog of the day. Take any little adjustments or movements that will help you start to settle into this position. You'll notice that my heels are lifted and my knees are bent, but the upper back and the arms are starting to find more length. And that's sort of the goal with downward facing dog. The heels might never touch the floor. Your legs might never get straight. But if you have that length and that strength through the upper body, then you'll be well served. Bend your knees. Look to the top edge of your mat. On your exhale, walk, step, or float forward into a standing forward fold. Feet about hip width apart. You could sway a little bit from side to side. Again, just a little bit of movement can help release stickiness in the joints and the muscles, whereas a static stretch might not always get to those parts. Some people might clasp opposite elbows with hands, or even interlace the hands behind the back, although that can be quite intense first thing in the class as well. If you need more support, by all means, rest your elbows on your knees or thighs, or if blood pressure is an issue, either low or high, sometimes this little lift can help. And then gently release your hands. Bring your fingertips to your shins or blocks or maybe the earth. And as you inhale, lift up partway. Belly button to spine. Pause here. Send your sit bones back to the back wall. So it's almost like you're shifting your weight back into your heels a little bit. Beam your heart, your sternum forward to the top edge of the mat. I'm looking up, so that's actually not where you should be. Your neck should be. Bring your gaze down so that the neck stays long at the end of the spine. That's probably enough time here. Exhale, fold. A couple more on your own time, on your own breath. Inhale to lift and find that length through the spine. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, tuck your chin in toward your chest. Slowly start to roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Slow or as fast as you need to go today. Once you're up at the top, a couple loops of your shoulders, up, back, and down. And then a couple breaths just in standing. Hug the legs toward each other, little draw of belly button to spine, shoulder blades on your back. And then gently flicker your eyelids open. On your inhale, straight the arms up to the sky. Exhale, dive or fold down to the earth, forward fold. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands flat. So bend your knees enough that your palms can come flat to the earth so that you have lots of support. And then on your inhale, step back to plank or the top of a push-up, either from your toes or from your knees, wherever you need to be today. And I know that changes sometimes day to day. Squeeze your bum, squeeze the tops of the thighs, draw your lower ribs to the sky, and then press the floor away a little bit more so you feel an activation of the space between the shoulder blades. And then look forward, exhale, come all the way down to the mat. Little wiggle of your hips from side to side. Untuck your toes, press the tops of the feet into the earth. So much so that you might feel your kneecaps lift away. Send your tailbone to the back wall. Feel your belly button engage toward your spine. And then inhale, lengthen your heart forward to lift up into baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Couple more of these. Again, trying to keep the back of the neck long. So looking down rather than forward. And on your next exhale, tuck your toes, lift the hips up and back into downward facing dog. You might need to shorten your stance when you come from all the way down on the earth. I always do. And bend your knees, look forward, exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top edge of your mat, fingertips to shins, inhale, little partway lift, exhale, fold, charge your legs, inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky, exhale, hands to prayer. One more time all the way through, inhale to the sky, exhale, melt, forward fold, inhale, little partway lift, exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Inhale, hop, step, or float back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way or partway to the earth. Inhale through baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top edge of your mat. Inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, fold. Charge your legs. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then release your hands by the side, eyes open or closed. Feel whatever you feel. Notice whatever you notice. Okay. Shake it out a little bit. Send all the weight to your right leg. Find a little buoyancy on that supporting leg. And then inhale the left knee high. Make sure the hip isn't hiking to lift it up. Little draw of belly button to spine. And then take a couple easy pulses of the supporting leg. Think of sending the butt back a little bit as you bend the knee. Kick the heel to your bum, lean forward. Keep the pulses going. Bring the knee back. Slow the pulses down. Inhale here. Exhale, reach back. Keep that lifted knee really bent though. Even hugging the heel in toward your bum the whole time. So you're firing up the hamstrings as well. Keep that bend on the supporting knee, or at least the pulsing as you come forward, and then up. The next time that you reach your left leg back, pause there. Okay, option to stay here. Next option, inhale here, exhale, little twist to the right. Inhale back, exhale to the left. Inhale back, once more each side. And then come back to center. On your inhale, draw that lifted knee all the way forward and through. And exhale, release. Shake it out a little bit. Woo, firing up the glutes on that right side. And send all the weight to the left. Buoyancy on that supporting knee. Pick up your right leg. Right, and then make sure that it's active here. A few pulses of the supporting leg. Right, free and easy. Not that it is easy, just don't force it. Kick the heel to the bum. Really start to hug that lifted heel into the bum. Keep the pulses going. And then bring the knee forward. Slow the pulses down. Inhale here. Exhale, reach the right leg back. Right arm comes forward. Bend that supporting knee. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Couple more of these on your own time, on your own breath. And it's wobbly, it's shaky, it's supposed to be, it's okay. The next time that you reach that right leg back, pause there, hug the heel toward the bum. Maybe you stay here or bring the arms to cactus. Inhale here, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And then back once more each side. And then inhale, draw that lifted knee all the way forward and through. Exhale, step it down. Shake it out a little bit. A little release of the glutes. Whew. All right. Send all the way back to that right leg. Belly bend to spine. Inhale, pick that left knee up again. Don't worry, we're not going to do anything too crazy here. Well, a little crazy. Bring your right hand to the outside of that left knee or thigh. Lift tall. Exhale, twist the upper body to the left. Now, you might reach that left arm back behind you for counterbalance. Some of you I know might choose to hold the back of the thigh and extend the leg or do a toe lock. Whatever you need. With every inhale, think of finding more length and lift through the spine. With every exhale, a deeper twist. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring your left hand to your knee now, or behind the thigh. And then as you inhale, open that knee out to the side. Right away, my right arm goes out to the side to counterbalance. Still have buoyancy on that supporting knee. Again, maybe you stay here. Maybe you extend that leg however you wish. Maybe, to mess with the balance even more, you start to look along the right arm. And then slowly inhale back to center, and then step your leg down. A little shake, a little wiggle. Let's do all that on the opposite side. Weight comes to the left foot, pick up the right knee, and then bring your left hand to the outside of that right knee or underneath the thigh. Again, if you want to do a toe bind, you're welcome to. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale. Ooh, twist to the right. Again, have that buoyancy on the supporting knee. And we can counterbalance with the right arm reaching behind you. With every inhale, find a little bit more length. With every exhale, a little bit deeper of a twist. And then inhale, come back to center. Switch the grip, so bring the right hand to the knee or the back of the thigh or wherever you need to go. And then inhale, open up. With the left arm going out to the side. Maybe you stay here, maybe you straighten that lifted leg or work towards straight. Still buoyancy in that supporting knee. Maybe you look along your left arm. And then slowly, gently come back to center and step the legs down. Whew. A little wiggle, a little shake of the booty. Okay. Bend your knees a little bit. and then step your right foot across the left foot. Keep the knees bent as much as you need to, and then start to sit your hips down and back, coming into a forward fold. This is a really great place to have something underneath your hands, right? Particularly if the floor doesn't feel super reachable for you today. And then think of drawing that right hip back. You could even bring space between the feet if you wish. So just getting into the outer glutes a little bit more with this forward fold. And then slowly, gently uncross your legs. If you want to stand up in between, go ahead and stand up. And then when you're ready, cross the left foot in front of the right or all the way across. Keep the knees bent to start with. Just see how that feels on this side. Make sure that left hip isn't sneaking forward. It really wants to. Wrap it back toward the back edge of your mat. Last couple of breaths here. And then slowly inhale, unwind, and let it all go. Fingertips to shins or blocks. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, fold. Charge your legs. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to prayer. Little release or shake out. Whew, I'm getting warm this morning. Let's do one last standing balance, but it's kind of a tricky one because it's half standing balance, half stretch. So it should be good. Send all the way back over to your right leg. Pick up the left knee, again without hiking the hips or doing anything weird. And then cross your left ankle over top of the right knee or thigh, just above the knee. Send your hips back, right? So really reaching the bum back, bend into that supporting knee. If this supporting leg is straight, you're not going to get any release on the glutes on that left side. So bend the right leg, send the hips back. You might stay here, hands in prayer. Maybe you wish to deepen it a little bit, bringing your forearms to your shin. Some of you I know might reach toward the floor or blocks. Go wherever you need to go. Keep this left ankle really active though. Couple more breaths here. And then inhale, come all the way up, unwind, and shake it out. Last side. Pick up the right leg and cross the ankle over top of the left thigh. That right knee goes out, and then send your hips back. Right? Belly bend to spine. Bend the left knee. And you might stay here, or you might deepen it, or go for floor, Ekapada Galavasana if you wish, which is a single leg crow pose, arm balance. Last couple breaths. Wherever you are, whatever depth, keep that ankle really active. And then inhale slowly. Unwind, shake it out. Whew. Come back to the top edge of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, melt forward fold. For 3 breaths, inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, let it all go. 2 more. And then bend your knees. Plant your hands. On your inhale, step back to plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Little wiggle of your hips from side to side. Untuck your toes. Get the legs really active, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Tailbone to the back wall, belly button to spine. Wrap your shoulder blades onto your back. And then inhale, lift the heart forward and up. You might reach the arms back along behind you, palms facing up or down. You could clasp your hands behind your back. Maybe you start to reach the legs so far back that they de-weight as well. Keep hugging the legs toward each other. Keep reaching your toes, your fingertips back to the back wall. Keep the head down, right? So looking down rather than forward. Back of the neck long. Maybe you inhale, lift everything up a little bit higher. And exhale, and release all the way down to the floor. Deep belly breaths to release through your lower back. And then roll over onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a little rock from side to side. Take your right arm out to the side. Maybe you shift your hips right a little bit to start with. As you exhale, lower your knees to the left. This twist can be as gentle or as deep as you need it to be. You could bring a block underneath your knees or between them. You could take a single leg twist or legs crossed, whatever you prefer. Last couple breaths here. And then inhale, slowly return to center. Reset your spine and your pelvis. Maybe shift the hips left a little bit, left arm out to the side. And then exhale, your knees to the right. You might notice that every time we twist, in the supine positions at least, I try to always go to the left side first and then to the right. And that has something to do with the energetics in the body. You might call it chi or prana. Anatomically, though, physiologically, twisting to the left first and then to the right can also help with digestion, particularly movement of waste, I guess, shall we say, in your colon. Helps move it all in the right direction. Last breath here. And then inhale, come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Take them wide, though, out toward your shoulders or armpits. This is a fantastic place to stay, or maybe you kick your feet to the sky for happy baby. You can grab the backs, the thighs, somewhere along the legs, the ankles, or maybe the outer soles of your feet. Happy baby is always a lot easier if your arms stay between your legs, rather than trying to take your elbows wider than your knees. Think of directing your tailbone to the bottom edge of your mat rather than up to the sky. So the lower back stays long and neutral. And if there's anything else you feel like you need before your rest, posture or meditation or breath work, feel free to take it. You can always just let the video run its course or pause it. Otherwise, if you're ready for your rest, think about where you would like to go. It could be flat on your back, legs bent or straight. You could rest in a butterfly pose, child's pose, seated meditation, wherever you need to be. And there's certainly no rush to get there. But once you have found your pose of rest, for 3 breaths, inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh your breath away. Couple more. As each exhale, let your body melt a little bit deeper into the earth. Let go of all breath control. Any last muscle tension or gripping, particularly in your face or your jaw. Stay here longer if you can, 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.